actually recruiting U.S. citizens?
Well, I think we've seen ISIS is very sophisticated, much more sophisticated than any other terrorist organization that I'm aware of in using social media, using propaganda, their films of beheading Americans, Europeans, people in the Middle East, gaining them even more adherents. So I think we're dealing with a threat that's very serious, and the risk of people being recruited here to go, let's say, to Syria to be trained in terrorist techniques to come back in this country, very serious indeed. I still think Iran's nuclear weapons program is the top issue in the world, and it's getting closer to fruition, which would be very dangerous for all of us. I think we have an incoherent foreign policy, and I think it's at odds with itself. It's internally contradictory. So I think we're being left in the worst of all worlds. Iran's nuclear threat is growing, ISIS is growing, the threat of terrorism worldwide is growing. More American involvement. I don't think we can leave it to the Turks and the Arab nations and the Kurds. I don't think they can eradicate ISIS without greater American involvement. It's not a pleasant thing for anybody to hear, but they require American leadership, and they're going to require more American forces.
Does that mean boots on the ground back?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the Arab states, the Kurds, and the Turks ought to have the predominant role there in the region, but they want to see us there beside them. I think you can understand that, and I think, frankly, it's to our advantage to do it. The sooner we destroy ISIS, the greater the likelihood we can remove the terrorist threat it represents. Well, it requires leadership, and I think that's what the real test is in the upcoming Republican presidential contest. It's something we haven't seen in 6 years. I think the American people are out ahead of their political leaders on this. They want to be talked to like adults. When they see Americans beheaded, they don't like it. Well, having decided that I myself am not going to run, I don't think really at this point I'm going to be the S&P rating service for the other candidates. I'm prepared to help all of them.